Getting jacked is actually simple. There's a ton of fluff online showing all these advanced techniques. And sure, some of these might work, but what I'm about to share in this video is what actually matters. If you don't get these diet fundamentals right, you're wasting your time on everything else. Up until about 6 months ago, I took my diet to the extremes. I would often spend months doing these huge dirty bulks that often made me feel like I was going to puke. I ate everything in sight, consuming all these calories that probably weren't the healthiest, and honestly this was such a waste of my time. I put on a lot of weight during these bulks, but the majority of it was fat and not muscle. After these bulks were over, I would then spend months trying to get rid of the fat that I had just put on. This meant that I would spend months cutting. And during these cuts, I would honestly lose a lot of the muscle that I put on. I also was not eating nearly enough protein. So while I was on these bulks, I wasn't building as much muscle as I could. Then about 6 months ago, I started my personal trainer certificate. I actually just got certified like 2 days ago. And during this course, I realized how backwards my approach was. I was doing things totally wrong. I was making my diet way harder than it needed to be, and during the same time, I was not maximizing the results that I could have seen. Anyways, guys, we're about to hit the gym. Got our deload week this week, so weight's gonna be a little bit light. But I got the pre-workout into me, and I'm pumped to hit the gym. I sound a little funny right now. I just got home from the dentist and my lips are a little bit numb still. The first thing you really need to know when it comes to nutrition and getting jacked is calories. They're the fuel that keeps your body running. If you eat too many calories, the extra gets stored on your body as fat. And if you eat too few calories, your body pulls from their stores for energy. This is how fat loss works. There's really no way around it. Everyone also has a different caloric need. It all depends on their weight, age, gender, activity level, so on and so forth. If you want to figure out your baseline for how many calories you need to eat in a day, then I'll link a video up here where I go through exactly that and the equations that you need to do. You want to make sure your calories are dialed in. They're the only way to control your weight gain or weight loss. Sure, there's a lot of diets out there, and yes, some of them work, but they're all using calories in a roundabout way. I find it much easier and more enjoyable just to go directly to the source and take control of my calories. I can still eat what I want. I just gotta be mindful of the serving sizes and how many calories I can eat in a day. Now, you might be turned off of tracking calories. However, it's become a lot easier. I personally use a scale to get the most accurate measurements. And honestly, if you really want to dial in your calories, this is what I recommend doing. However, a lot of these apps now have AI features where you just take a photo of your plate and it automatically calculates what's in that plate for calories, protein, fats, and carbs. You can also scan the barcodes of your snacks now, and it's just become way easier than what it was a few years ago. Now, a problem a lot of people have with getting in shape isn't so much that they don't know what to do, is that they don't have anyone holding them accountable to their goals. That's why I created a free fitness accountability group on Discord. If that sounds like it's of interest to you, I'll drop the link down in the description of this video. When it comes to building muscle, protein is a must. It's what your body uses to build muscles, and if you're not eating enough of it, you're either going to be inhibiting your gains or not getting as much muscle as you possibly can. During a cut, you want to eat 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight per day. During a bulk, you kind of want to keep your protein around the same level. However, at the absolute minimum, you want to make sure you're getting in at least 0.7 grams per day This will ensure that you're at least maintaining the muscle that you do have. You can find protein in anything that's animal-based. Meat, milk, eggs, cheese, fish, chicken, all of that is very high in protein. Non-meat sources that are also high in protein are lentils or tofu. Eating a diet high in these sources is the best way to get your protein. However, you can also supplement. Now, when it comes to supplementation, whey is by far the most popular protein source out there. There are a few different kinds of whey. There's isolate, hydrolysate, and concentrate. Hydrolysate isn't as popular. It's kind of like a pre-digested form of protein. I personally like the isolate version as it's lower in lactose and easier on my stomach, but concentrate is still pretty good. It's a little tougher on the stomach, but it's a little bit cheaper. It's not as pure as isolate, but it's still a good source of protein. There's also casein protein powder, which is great to take before bed, as it's a little bit slower to digest. If you're lactose intolerant, egg protein is also a great source. There are a few different sources of plant-based proteins. One thing to keep in mind with these is there are a few that are like a whole protein, but there's also quite a few that aren't. Basically what that means in simple terms is protein is made up of amino acids. Your body can make some of these amino acids, but there are some that your body is not able to make. These are known as essential amino acids. And when I say it's not a whole source of protein, it means that it doesn't have all these amino acids. What a lot of these brands do to fix this is they mix the protein with other plant-based ingredients that have the amino acids that the one plant is missing, and that way when they're combined they're a complete profile, which will make them a lot better for building muscle. Man, I have my drone in active track and I guess it decided to follow me in the water. It's a little wet now. Thankfully I got care and refresh on it so I can get a new one if it's broken. I think aside from being wet though, it's decent. In my opinion, if you don't have abs, then you shouldn't be doing a bulk. You should be doing a cut, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But if you start bulking before you have abs, or if you bulk for too long or too fast, it's going to lead to a shit ton of fat gain. And it's honestly a pain in the ass to get off once you get it on. I made this mistake this year and it's taken me 6 months and I still don't have all the fat off of my belly yet. And doing a long cut means that you're going to lose a lot of the muscle that you put on. When you're doing a bulk, you want to aim to put on 1 to 2 pounds every month. Any more than this is just going to be fat. Like beginners can only put on 1.5 pounds of muscle per month. And as you get more experience in the gym, you kind of lose out on your beginner gains and that becomes less and less month after month till eventually it's only like 0.5 pounds per month. So in order to bulk properly and only gain about half a pound per week, you want to be in a calorie surplus of 250 calories. This will be the sweet spot for putting on muscle while limiting your fat gain. In terms of protein, you want to make sure that you're getting at least 0.7 grams per pound of body weight per day. This is the bare minimum needed to maintain the muscle that you already have put on. Ideally, to build muscle optimally on your bulk, you want to be at that 1 to 1.2 grams per pound body weight mark. You also want to avoid eating junk too. A lot of people just eat whatever they want on their bulk. And the problem with this is when you eat junk in order to get all your calories in, you don't get enough micronutrients, which is not going to lead to optimal hormone health or general health. You want to be avoiding all the processed junk and keep your diet consisting of mostly whole foods. So if you bulk for 6 months using the strategy that I talked about before, you should gain about 12 pounds. Roughly 6 of this will be muscle. a little bit more if you're a beginner and a little bit less if you're an advanced lifter, but you should be gaining around 6 pounds of muscle. The other 6 that you gain will be fat. Most people will tell you that you should only cut about 0.5 pounds per week. The idea is that you retain as much muscle as possible. And while this is true, I kind of disagree with it. My argument is that this extends the cut and makes it last a lot longer, which means you spend a lot of time not gaining muscle. In my opinion, it's much better to cut fast. Yes, you'll lose some muscle, but you also get to go into a bulk a lot quicker. And this is where you're actually gaining muscle, meaning that you can build the lost muscle back and even gain some, surpassing where you would be if you did a slow cut and didn't lose any muscle. This is why I'm currently cutting at 1 pound per week. In the short term, I'm probably going to be a little bit behind and lose some muscle. But as you expand your time horizon, it just makes sense to do it this way. Make sure though that when you're cutting fast, you keep your protein up. It's part of the reason why I have one of these smoothies every day. It has 70 grams of protein. So after I have it done, I can eat regular meals that are relatively high in protein and still hit my protein goal while hitting my calorie goal. Making sure that you hit at least 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein is going to help you make sure that you retain as much muscle as possible. Eating more protein also has the benefit of making you feel more full throughout the day. Meal timing also matters on a cut, mostly when it comes to your meals before and after a workout. Before a workout, you want to make sure you're getting some carbohydrates in. This is going to help fuel your workout. And you also want to make sure you're getting some protein in, as this will prevent your muscles from breaking down. After a workout, you want to make sure you have a decent meal, again, high in carbohydrates and protein. Carbohydrates will help restore your glycogen levels, which will be depleted on a cut, especially after a workout. And the protein will help you kickstart recovery and prevent muscle breakdown again. If you guys want to learn more about calories, then make sure to click on this video right here. In it, I break down exactly how you can get jacked for summer. Don't forget to join the free fitness accountability group down in the description of this video and make sure to hit subscribe.